that they kind of look like Mounties with those stupid hats.
Oh, that is nice. Yeah. Not that we would know what Mounties are, because we're definitely American.
No, we're from that. There's a small.
Oh man! I don't know what I just did there, but I liked it a lot.
Shot.
Oh man, more dudes shut up.
There's a small island just underneath the capital A in the Atlantic Ocean.
Mm-hmm.
That's where we live.
Really, that's funny because I was. I'm not making this up. This just came up in my film studies class recently.
Yeah, I know. That's because you were doing a local history film studies class.
No, that's where Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs actually takes place. A little island under the.
Matt, I know.
Well, I mean, you just provided me with such a perfect segue.
It wasn't a good segue.
Maybe it would have been. It would have been great.
No.
We just rob all these people of their money. I guess it's not robbing. Grave robbing, so maybe it is still robbing.
No, it's looting.
I mean, yes, they call it looting, but I mean...
No, sorry. You're a murderer.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm not going to argue with that one.
Is it mugging? No, because they're not alive.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so it can't be mugging, because mugging is like you beat the guy up and take his cell phone or whatever. We don't have cell phones yet, so...
Apparently, already looted that guy. Loot these guys.
Cool. It's not looting. It's not grave robbing though, because they're not in graves.
No, but I mean, but the verb robbing can still be associated with dead people. Was my point with that?
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair. I'm trying to think of like the most direct thing. You've killed a person and you're taking things out of his pockets. Ransack.
Ransack is great.
You're ransacking them. Okay, I can live with that.
Look at all these fruits. Oh no!
Time to swing your big old dick all over those zucchinis.
That was stealth, right? That was stealth.
So stealthy. Hang out with the pig. Make friends with big boss hog.
I am doing that just for you.
It's a good play. Nobody found you.
Eavesdrop on a moving group of... You just want me to...
Analyze clues. You're supposed to be analyzing clues. Hello, boss hog. Please join me back at the canteen.
But my film studies class, I'm actually very excited about it. It's my summer course, so it's only like a month long. But the final, I mean, there's a final paper, but the final sounds like a final paper. So the final is me writing on
the climax, if you will.
The climax works great.
Yeah.
So it's about my film studies. It's about apocalypse film. And the paper is on which of the films that you've seen in the class, which apocalypse would you like to be in most versus least? And it's supposed to be sort of an analytic discussion about you've had
the nature of each apocalypse, like the means by which things fall apart and the means by which people come to like their boiling point and the means by which basically anything applies to anything regarding the fact that the world is ending. So you've got to sort of sit down and think really long and hard about in film specifically, because we've all read books and we've all theorized. Everybody's done their zombie survival apocalypse. Like, fuck it. Mm-hmm. But the whole thing is about sort of analyzing what you would find the least apprehensive and what you would find the most detrimental regarding living through an apocalypse, as it were. Mm-hmm. So it's a cool question.
It's a great question.
Yeah.
Oh, what? Is there another dude here? Oh, there is. My bad.
There he is. So, Matt, what do you think?
Well, I mean, so far the only movie we've watched has been Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs.
Which is it's a very cute approach. Like it's a good opening because the
movie... he specifically did it so that it wouldn't be starting on a downer. Oh, are we fighting?
Oh yeah, those guys saw you, I think. But the movie strikes on a lot of chords of apocalypse films. But do not fail a single eavesdrop.
Oh gosh, these guys got my number.
They have got some guns. But yeah, the Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs is great because it touches down on a lot of the film conventions of an apocalypse movie, but
except the theme of hopelessness.
Except hopelessness, and also except the finality.
Yes.
Because there is a happy ending. Things resolve.
Which also does kind of fall into hopelessness, but I agree finality was a good way of putting that.
Finality is like the
These
one thing.
These guys got to get stabbed real good.
Yeah, fuck them up. So, Matt, what do you think would be one that you want to
Well, I mean, if Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs is on the menu, I don't really see how that's not your option.
I like that wordplay.
Thank you very much.
Let's take Cloudy out, though.
Okay.
Of movies that you've seen that are about the apocalypse.
Okay, so I actually don't need to limit this to even ones that are going to be in the class?
No, I want to hear what, like, if the question were posed, what filmic version of the apocalypse is of interest to you, as far as, you know, not maybe having the worst time?
Okay, in that case, I'm also going to just take the chance now to just say that we should eliminate any film that, like, the apocalypse doesn't really happen in.
Okay.
Like, you know, like, Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, they...
Cloudy, yeah, they saved the day.
Yeah, so that you can't really...
The world didn't end.
Yeah, exactly.
There was catastrophe, but, like, you know. Okay. I'm trying to think of, like, another example, because Cloudy is essentially the only...
Yeah, but, I don't know, there have been a few that, you know, looks like the world's gonna end and then it doesn't.
Yeah. Something like, The Day After Tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
Where things go tits up for a little bit, but, you know, it's still fine.
Mm-hmm.
Stupid ass fine.
Why'd you all get up and...
Because you're a spooky specter.
I just wanted to sit down. It wouldn't let me sit.
They don't like you. Look at this. They're apprehensive. You make them uncomfortable.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. So what would be the one, do you think?
So I guess what would I like to experience the most if I had to...
What would, not even like to, because that doesn't really come into play with the apocalypse, but like, what would be the least...
Oh, I have an answer, but it again kind of falls into the category of gaming the question a little bit.
Okay. Does the world end?
Yes and no.
Does the world end?
Yes and no. I'm thinking WALL-E.
Okay.
Yeah, because, you know, even if I'm a human in that world, I'm this... I mean, I'm happy, but I'm this...
Hapless.
I'm this potato of a human being.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, the generation of people who left Earth to be on the ship are not the generation of people that we see in the movie. Like,
yeah, exactly.
There's several...
but also, that's clearly after an apocalypse.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, yeah.
So...
WALL-E?
Does that game the system too much, though?
No, that's fair. Like, because you would have to be the person who experienced the end. So would you be cool being one of the people who shipped out on the spacecraft?
Yeah.
Yeah?
They still seem... I've recently got my VR system and I'm in love. So...
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, no. Matt speaking from the place of VR. You gotta... That's a good answer, honestly.
Yeah, and that like, they seem to essentially live in VR, so...
Alright, well, I took a different approach to how I was thinking about the question, honestly.
Okay.
Because I was thinking, like I said earlier, finality. I was thinking, like, end of the world means something ends, right?
Mm-hmm.
So mine is an Australian movie called These Final Hours.
Also, I've changed my answer in the time talking to you, but that's okay. You go ahead.
Okay, I'll finish mine, but These Final Hours is an Australian-made film where essentially I don't want to spoil too much because it's honestly like it came from the same year as The Babadook.
Okay.
And it was like Australia was fucking killing it. Like the film industry is booming right now. They're making gems.
Great.
And These Final Hours is a movie wherein sort of solar flares are causing the Earth to essentially cook. Like the sun is burning the Earth because the sun is coming closer to the Earth.
Mm-hmm.
And we've known about it for a while. And it's the day that the solar flare is touching the surface of the Earth. And so all of the transitional sequences are narrated by this gentleman who he's like a radio host in Australia. And essentially just because of the time and the place, the way the movie is structured is that because of when it happens, the Earth is being burnt from the opposite end of Australia first.
Oh, really?
So as it progresses, the radio host loses contact with his people globally as certain parts of the world are incinerated.
Okay.
And it gets to a point towards the end of the movie
do you see this prompt? Because I missed it.
No, I didn't. I wasn't.
Okay, that's okay.
I'm
Continue.
not paying attention to this fucking... like as things progress, like he chimes in on who he's not receiving signal from anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And it gets to a point where because Australia is pretty far away from other parts of the world as far as like land mass and ocean is concerned.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's not receiving signal anymore. And this is not the main character. This has nothing to do with the main character. This is like a scene setting, essentially. Mm-hmm. But this guy keeps chiming in, and he's like, well, we're not talking to anybody anymore, so it's just us. We're the only people left.
Mm-hmm.
And like, there's this very grim and dire notion to it, but also it's sort of because everybody knows that it was happening. Everybody's embraced for it, and everybody's sort of in the same boat. Like, we're all together in this sense of the end. Like,
yeah,
like and of
it's
course,
like that. It's like that Canadian film.
Last Night.
Yeah, Last
Yeah,
Night. Exactly.
It's a good movie, but because of the way that it shakes out, and Last Night, a very good narrative, but it's less sort of involved in the global scale of how things would be breaking down, because when is night in what part of the world?
Mm-hmm.
Last Night, I know.
Yeah.
It's a great movie, but it's more of an analytical look at things instead of a scientific approach to what might happen.
Mm-hmm.
And these final hours, basically your main character is a shitbag he's a party guy, and he decides that he just wants to fucking take drugs and get drunk and not feel the end. And then he encounters a young girl who's been like kidnapped by some grody ass motherfuckers,
Mm-hmm.
and he immediately takes responsibility for her because he's not actually a piece of shit. He's just giving up.
Yeah.
And she gives him a reason to care again, and she has so much riding on what's happening in the world right now, what's happening at the end of the world right now. So it becomes this sort of like almost like The Last of Us,
Mm-hmm.
where our main character is really found his sense of purpose again, and the young girl is like important to him for that, but also she's like very of her own volition. Like she's a good character.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the two of them trying to brave it against the fucking apocalypse. And because it's set in Australia, you've got all sorts of goddamn Mad Max ass motherfuckers running around.
Well, naturally, yeah.
Like chainsaw wielding.
You can't have the end of the world without in Australia without it going all Mad Max.
Exactly. But there's something about the fact that everybody knows and everybody's sharing in that.
Mm-hmm.
That's like very, I don't know, almost serene about it. Like,
okay, yeah.
Everybody knows that the end is coming, and we're all in it together, and there isn't a prospect of somebody who might survive at the end.
Yeah.
Like, we all know that we are all going to die.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that there's something very poetic about that. So that's the one that I would pick. These final hours, 10 on 10, like, really nailed the apocalypse prospect of things.
Nice. Yeah, that's fair enough. That's a good answer. So mine, I took again a different direction.
Good, go for it.
But I went with a post-apocalyptic direction.
Yeah.
And I guess technically the movie's not out yet, but I really liked the book. And that's The Dark Tower.
I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Skip this motherfucker.
Oh yeah, good call. So yeah, The Dark Tower, the world's ended, and like I guess people are around, but there's kind of a sense of the world has moved on. And when they say that, I guess they mean moved on from everything.
Like, sort of humanity has become a new version of what it was.
Yeah, well, the whole world kind of has. Anyway, the point is, at the end of the world, it's kind of been this leakage of a bunch of worlds all leaking into each other. Now, as much as this is kind of a desolate, no-hope situation, because it's kind of already over, what I like is that it kind of allows the world to be, in the last days of it, have a little bit of extra magic to it. There is more than what is, like there's references to demons, and there's sorcery and magic and all that kind of stuff. I mean, only little bits of it hidden, like fragments of what used to be. But still, if you gotta go, I'd rather go in a world where anything is possible.
Yeah, there's almost a hopefulness to the hopelessness.
Yeah.
That's good. I like that. That's a good thing.
Anyway, who knows how that movie will be, but I rather liked the series.
God, I hope it's okay.
Despite the fact that Stephen King can't write a female character to save his life.
And he's like come out and said that. He's like, I'm really sorry that my female characters are bad. It's just that I don't know how women work. It's like, okay, dude. So what would be the number one negative? Like, definitely wouldn't want to live through it. I know that's sort of a more pensive thing because you got to really think about the prospects of the
Skynet, maybe.
You think that, like...
Well, because even if you survive that, you're in this, like, terrible concentration camp. Also, sorry, best apocalypse. We both messed up our answer because there is actually an answer.
Yeah?
The Matrix, because you can just keep living your life.
Okay.
Or if you really want to get technical, in an earlier version of the Matrix, you can live in a world of magic.
True. Actually, that's not a bad prospect because it's like, what is the mind understanding at this point?
Mm-hmm.
If the mind thinks that you're having a fine time living a life in a place, why not?
Yeah.
Like, I know. And I know it's like this human existentialism where it's like, but nothing's real. And it's like, well, if it's real enough that you're living your fucking life for 45 fuck damn years,
Mm-hmm.
where you grew up and had kids and got married and did all sorts of antiquated gestures of relationships, you gotta back up, dude. Then you're gonna die.
Why is it?
You have to be in the mission area. You got to be with your dude.
But I was okay.
Oh no! Oh no! like genuinely speaking, like if the mind doesn't know any better than to understand that you're surviving, exactly.
Yeah.
And like I know it's humanity. It's us, but like when it comes down to brass tacks, if you're really like, I could be in a war where I wear burlap sacks for pants and I shit on me forever, and what I eat is just other humans that we ground up because they got old. Or I live in a world where all of my supplements are given to me so that I can eat whatever I want and never feel, and I can experience human experiences. I might go for number 2.
Yeah, I mean, just considering your options there, right?
Exactly. I mean, you know, the part of me that's got gumption is like, I'd fight in the fucking war. I'd fight these robots. I win. We take it down.
Yeah, but you might not even have that option in this.
Exactly. And I might not. And I might not never, ever know it.
Mm-hmm.
So, fuck it.
So, the Matrix is kind of the winning option there. But as for stuff we wouldn't want, Skynet is still pretty high up there as far as I'm concerned.
No, sorry. The Matrix is a very good option, but I stand by the fact that if the world's going to end, I want it to end, and I want it to know it's going to end.
Oh.
I think these final hours is absolutely my pick.
Okay, that's fair enough.
I just, like, if an apocalypse has to happen, I want finality. I just want to know that it's happened, you know? Because I would hate for an I Am Legend. I would hate to be Will Smith.
That's kind of why I like the idea of the Dark Tower, honestly, is that I kind of wouldn't mind being one of the last people walking the wastelands.
But in the Dark Tower, there's no point at which he thinks he is literally the last, correct?
Not the last person. He is the last gunslinger.
But
but
he does know that there are still people
yes,
like him, right? With I Am Legend, Will Smith literally goes so... And I mean, with Omega Man, with fucking The Last Man on Earth, I know, I've read the books. He is the last man alive. Like, the last human being alive.
in
Full stop.
I Am Legend.
I Am Legend.
Not in the movies.
Well, because there's a thing that it turns out that there's other people who have survived.
Yeah.
That eventually come to him.
Mm-hmm. But he thinks he's
It's based on I Am Legend, which is inspired Omega Man. And
Oh
The
my
Last Man on
goodness
Earth.
gracious me.
Win the fight. But he, for all intents and purposes, until like an important story element happens, is the only person, right?
Yes, absolutely.
And the only thing that kept him sane was his fucking dog.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't handle that. Like, I couldn't be just me. I need to interact. I need to speak to people.
Yeah, that's fair enough. if I'm being honest, if I was in that situation, I just wouldn't be. That would be game over.
You'd take a Nathan.
Yeah.
A Nathan Crab.
Mm-hmm. I would. Yeah, I don't think I'd do it with a good old-fashioned gun.
Maybe you'd jump off a building at that point.
No.
Experience.
I mean, if I could do it, I would just try and find the right pills to go to sleep.
We're not gonna
listen to my favorite songs. Do it up.
Let's not talk about suicide too much today.
Listen to my favorite song, call it a day, watch the sunset.
But I think the absolute worst apocalypse to live through or to experience.
I still think Terminator's up there.
That's high. But I mean, again, Terminator is one of those ones where it's like, if you were with the right people and if you had the right attitude, you'd be fine. You'd be scraping for survival, but you'd be with people.
Okay, I guess so.
You would be doing it. You'd be.
I'm talking worst case scenario wouldn't be great, but fair enough.
Yeah. But yeah, if you were like one of the Skynet drones that got ground up into mulch to create the skin for the Terminators or whatever, that would be...
An interesting one, just that I want to kind of put into this discussion pool, I don't really think we're going to get anywhere with it, is Hitchhikers. Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Oh yeah, where the Earth gets obliterated.
But people know they have like 15 minutes or whatever, right?
Yeah.
But they also... The interesting thing about that one is they understand the insignificance of it is because they explain to them it's going up for a space highway, right?
I mean, it's important.
Mm-hmm.
Space highway.
Kind of. Attack the convoy generally? Okay, that's fine with me.
You gotta kill 13 people. Oh my god, Matthew.
Just wait for the attack and...
Honestly, I think The World's End wouldn't be too bad either.
The World's End? Oh, from...
Edgar Wright.
Yeah, the Cornetto trilogy?
Yeah. Because I think that where we are right now would not necessarily be one of the cultural hubs that was taken down by the aliens in the pre-stages.
Yeah, I guess it's true. So we would just kind of be there.
Like once the ball dropped, we would just be surviving. And that's fine.
Yeah, sure enough.
I could live with that.
Yeah, okay. That's
not
bad.
Like we're not in New York, we're not fucking LA, we're not cultural hubs. We're just here.
Yeah.
And so when the light switch turned off, as Nick Frost put it, everything would drop, but we would at least still be able to adapt.
That's true.
That's not a bad one.
I am just trying to think of the worst possible ones here.
Yeah.
I mean, all of the nuclear options I'm not a huge fan of, but I wouldn't really know long enough to regret it.
Despicable Me too.
Well, that's interesting, especially considering there's Despicable Me 3, so...
Yeah, it's coming out. Did you know that if you pre-order your tickets right now, you can get a special set of Minions goggles 3D glasses?
The depths to which I don't care would baffle you. Let's launch this attack again. Dead. Oh, killed a dog, apparently.
Aw, dude.
Yeah, that wasn't cool.
Whoa, that guy phased out of existence.
Oh, Days of Future Past. Us as regular humans would probably be okay.
Yeah, it's not great though.
No.
Like, being the sort of person that doesn't revel in the suffering of other people.
That's true.
Yeah. I'm trying to think.
I just want to get to Connor, man.
A really bad one though. Like, what's a really bad one?
But
you all look like assholes.
Is there an episode of Black Mirror that could apply here?
Oh, I bet there fucking is.
I don't know if any of them are apocalypse.
None of them are apocalypse. They're just sort of.
I mean, White Bear almost is.
Yeah, I mean, like the fucking Christmas. Really?
Well.
Really?
Yeah.
You've been detected.
You think so?
I cannot believe. What the
Scott, I just don't want to be playing this game anymore.
Let's do one more zinger and then call it.
Okay, well, I mean, I think we're very close to finding Connor, because, like, I'm...
It's like that time I called those
Italians... Oh, don't do it.
It's like that time I called those Italians Italians.
It is. It's exactly like that.
It's just like that. Well, he's there now. Good job, Kenway. Battleship.
Oh, yeah, that's not great.
Starring Taylor Kitsch, Rihanna, and Liam Neeson. Boom, nailed it.
Pacific Rim?
No, fuck that. No, I'm so down to clown with Pacific Rim.
That's fair.
I don't give a fuck how bad things get. If I live in a world where there are giant monsters and giant robots fighting those giant monsters, I'm so happy.
Yeah, no, I feel you.
And Mechu, let's be real, we are drift compatible.
It's fair enough. We are most likely drift compatible.
We would be on the front line.
We're drift compatible. We would be kaiju experts in days.
Oh hell yeah! That's bonerific.
You said you can't speak French.
I was trying to think of a good pun with boner. What's another? God, I'm just fucking movies about the end of the world. Hey Siri!
I think Siri knows. I think she heard it. Oh no.
No, she didn't. Sometimes she does.
No, don't do it. We can do this with just our brain power.
Okay. He said as he googled movies about the apocalypse.
You're doing it anyway?
I'm googling it by hand. "28 days later."
I mean, what is a standard zombie situation?
Zombie. Well, it's not quite a standard zombie situation.
Why is this guy immediately here when I free the captives? Okay, I'm gonna do one more try of this and I'm calling it.
Okay. The Road.
Oh, The Road would be awful.
Yeah, it would be not good.
Oh.
Snowpiercer.
The Road would be awful. Snowpiercer's fine. If I'm one of the surviving people, whatever, man.
Alright. Oh, World War Z would be garbage.
Yeah, not as bad as The Road in my opinion.
Are you kidding me?
I would hate The Road.
Literal tidal waves of zombies? Like tidal waves of impractically...
Book of Eli?
Okay. The Happening.
Oh, yeah.
That's the one. I think The Happening would be my least favorite.
Just because I have to live in a world where Mark Wahlberg's the hero.
Also, I have to live in a world where the story is that the plants are making us kill ourselves.
Oh, I forgot that's actually the... That would be bad.
Yeah, it's
That
not
would be
good.
bad.
It's very bad. Hold on.
I know I said that was the last one, but I just really want to...
Just give her one more. Oh, Dogma.
Well, there's Dogma.
The movie where Ben Hoofleck goes crazy and kills us all.
I actually like Dogma, if I'm being honest with you.
No, Dogma's a fucking amazing movie.
Mm-hmm.
It would suck to live through, though.
It would. I mean, it's not the end of the world, so to speak, is it?
It is the lead up to the end of the world.
Oh, in here, nobody saw anything.
Alright, no, that doesn't count. Try one more. It's the end of the world will happen if they complete their task, and they don't at the last minute.
Oh, yeah, I guess so. I wouldn't call it an apocalypse, though.
But it would be the apocalypse,
Yeah.
which is why it's associated with it. But also, Alanis Morissette is the voice of God. So, sorry, no, Alanis Morissette is God. Alan Rickman is the voice of God.
Yes, because he's Metatron.
Yeah. God, that's a fucking good movie. God, I really like Dogma.
Dogma's really good, dude.
The takeaway from this playthrough is that Dogma's a very good
There's
movie.
only one bad thing about Dogma.
Which part?
That's the shit monster.
It's, and like, as bad as it was only really bad because it was kind of yucky. Like,
I just thought it was a little campy.
Well, it's fucking Kevin Smith.
Yeah, it was too campy for me.
That's fair. But, like, that's Kevin Smith camp. You know? Like, it's surprising that was the most campy thing about that movie.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Not me. I don't know who's gonna free the slaves. Not me, though. Oh, I guess they're captives, not slaves.
Ah, shit. You're on the wrong side, all of a sudden.
Ready for somebody to be right behind me immediately? Because I am. Oh, no.
Hide.
Okay, there's
Oh,
one.
baby.
There's one.
Oh, baby, I love your way.
How often?
I want to be with you every day.
Okay, close enough.
Night and day.
I said close enough.
Oh, it's I want to be with you night and day every day. That was close, but not great.
Okay.
Jesus, really? What the fuck? I like that it shows you saving one, and it's like, you saved all 4 of them!
Yep. He was the last one.
Did I say I liked that? I thought I meant I hate this.
Well, he didn't even realize they're gone.
Stay hid.
Yeah, I know.
Stay woke.
Okay, where's the last set of captives?
On the boat.
Really?
The stakes have never been higher. They tried their first pure strain of that dank kindness, and they're so high.
So what? I'm gonna have to kill this guy, I think.
You probably should. And then throw him in the water. We trained for this.
That's true. Oh, shoot.
Oh, shit.
Hello, friend. How are you?
Do it. Just do it. Damn it!
I'm done. That's it. As far as
Fuck this guy! Kill him! Put him in the water! This has been Assassin's Creed 3. Guess what? It's a bunch of shit and we didn't even get to the Connor.
Yeah. We only fucked around so much as well.